Hey, good people. Welcome into this impromptu addendum to the truth of the freedom of Juneteenth, which was an edited version of the video I posted on Juneteenth 2024. And I edited it because I found out that there were a few things that I misrepresented. And I'm coming on now to add to it because it is American Independence Day. And Elder Opalby, who I mentioned in the previous video, considered the grandmother of Juneteenth. Her charge is that the celebration commenced on June 19th until Independence Day, American Independence Day, July 4th. And so, unfortunately, I waited too late to do it because now that it's after dark, the fireworks are going. I was trying to wait for them to die off, but I don't think so. So, anyway, I just wanted to clarify that President Lincoln did not sign the Emancipation Proclamation in January of 1863. As I said, he actually signed it a few months earlier on September 22nd, 1862, to go into effect on January of 1863, January 1st, 1863. But as I said before, it is true that it was essentially null and void because the president didn't really have the jurisdiction. The idea that he could liberate the people in the rebellious states, the Confederate States, again, was just basically had no weight, had no effect. In fact, I've seen some of his quotes, and it's interesting that he was, in fact, one who falsely believed in white superiority. And I had written in the post, I didn't say it in the video, but I had written in the post what I had always heard, which was that because it took the because it hadn't been recorded exactly when and that's another thing I said, the U.S. Marshals, but it was actually the Union soldiers. Um, because I had heard it was not recorded when they reached Galveston, but sometime after the 13th. And so basically, because it hadn't been recorded, what I heard was that they set it on the 19th because that was the last of the team dates. But then I found out that actually Major General Granger of, again, the Union Army, um, he signed the General Order Number 3 for the state of Texas or the District of Texas on June 19th, 1865. So that's why that is the celebrated date. But then going on to what I mentioned about having heard about the 13th Amendment, which again outlawed involuntary servitude, slavery, that it hadn't been ratified until December of 1865. What I found is that that was actually the 13th Amendment actually freed the last of the enslaved in states that were not in the Confederacy, that were not in the rebellious states. And those two states were Delaware and Kentucky. So Delaware and Kentucky still had enslaved people even after the people as far west as Texas, Galveston, had been notified. There were still people who were enslaved in those two states. They were considered southern states, but they were not rebellious or they were not part of the Confederacy. So yeah, so that was really interesting. And then I found out that the last state to actually ratify the 13th Amendment was my home state of Georgia, and they needed three-fourths of the three-fourths of the body, three-fourths of the states to vote in favor or for it to be ratified. And so that was 27 out of 36 states, and Georgia was the last. Okay, so I think that's it. I hope that's it. And I appreciate so much that you took the time to hear me out. And I would ask that you would like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then click the notification bell to be alerted to more videos and segments being posted. And I affirm that whenever that is, you will check me out then as well. And I will release that to the source to be done. And so it is. Amen and Ashe. And I'll close with, as usual, Namaste, which means the light within me honors the light within you. And so until next time, be good, take good care, And namaste, good people.